thriller. It's time to touch your own body. Feel the tension melting away. What was that noise? It's time to get in touch with yourself.
Hey everybody, welcome back to the Pickle and Boo Shop. I'm your host, Steve, and this is the Cougar. Is that about right? And we got Karen doing traffic on the ones and fives. Joe, the internet, I think up here sucks.
Yeah, we were doing better when... Yeah, I can hear you. We were doing better when the video was off. It didn't seem to freeze.
Oh, it did? All right, fine.
No, I was fine.
I was going to take off my shirt.
When we didn't have video.
Yeah,
we probably don't
you're
need
not gonna
video
see my
then.
boobs. That's all I'm saying. Fine, okay, I'm turning it off.
Nice A cup.
A cup. A couple of cups. Yeah, baby, yeah.
You want to know?
Yeah.
You want to know something that has not aged well?
What is that?
Is Austin Powers. Austin Powers.
No.
Like, I think it's hilarious, and I think it's even funnier now than I did in the 90s because it is so insanely stupid. My kids found nothing funny about it. Nothing funny.
What? Nothing?
Zero funny. And
like it just triggered everything.
No, they were just like, what? This is so stupid.
Oh.
And then I think I even played one for Heidi, and Heidi's, 11 years younger than me. So whatever, in 1995, when the first Austin Powers came out, she was like 6 or 7.
Yeah.
So like to her,
gosh.
it's not, so it's not even funny to her.
Joe,
like she finds no humor.
Hey, just while we're seeking out things that are humorous, how old were you when you married Leslie?
I was 21.
Okay, so Heidi.
So Heidi was 10.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Oh man, when you say it that way, it makes it so much better.
Oh, here's another kicker. So, she was watching a YouTube video. So when we first started dating and she first started finding out about my past, I showed her like a Cornerstone video, and Cornerstone was like 1990. It was like 1997 Cornerstone.
Yeah.
And she's like, how old are you here? And I was like, I'm probably 19. I'm probably 19 years old here. And she goes, you want to know something crazy? I'm like, what? And she goes, what if a little 8-year-old girl walked into that tent and you were like, yep, she's going to be mine one day.
Oh,
and I was like, oh my gosh.
Oh.
Yeah.
It makes me feel good.
Yep.
Yep.
So that joke has come up several times where a 19-year-old Joe could have stumbled upon an 8-year-old Heidi. And yeah, so she always busts my balls and chirps me about that.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Well,
so that's where,
sure.
like right now, if it's like, oh yeah, how old are you? And I'm like, oh, I'm 46. And how old's Heidi? Oh, she's 35. It's like, oh, okay. And like, it doesn't seem like that big of a deal. And
that's not terrible.
No, it's not too crazy. And I always feel like women are 10 years more mature than the men that are their age. You know what I mean?
Definitely in our case.
Yeah. Yeah. So, I mean, I think me and her were like peanut butter and jelly. Like we get along great. Like everything is amazing with her. So the 46-35 thing doesn't really, other than jokes between us, it doesn't really come up. Like the jokes between us are like music that we listened to when we were a kid. and the TV shows, which are completely, obviously the difference of 11 years, it's a huge thing as to like what we watched growing up. But as far as, but it's not that big of a deal. But then when you think back to like the joke that was just said, a 19-year-old Joe on stage at Cornerstone and an 8-year-old Heidi wanders in, that makes you like, wow, there is quite a gap.
Yeah. There's places in Asia where that's perfectly fine though, Joe.
Yeah, where thousands of what I like to call preverts flock to Thailand every year for such a thing.
Oh my gosh.
Ugh, Lord Almighty. Geez. Yeah, that took a dark turn. So this is the
paid portion. People just paid for that.
People paid for that horrible topic. But anyway.
Yeah, you're going to talk about 2, 3, 4, 5, This I Know.
Yeah. So with the Insider song on Motor City Ska, again, I always like to preface that this was an album that was written by people who did not know how to write.
I was 8 years old at the time. That's your preference. I was written by an 8-year-old. My girlfriend at the time was a bodily fluid.
Yep. So when this was being written, so in 97, she was 8. When this song was written, she was probably 6. So,
jeez, Pete.
Yeah. But this song was actually written by Mike Rowland. I'm about to sneeze. I think I'm coming down with like a cold or something. One sec.
COVID, Joe. It's your 4th time having COVID.
Excuse me.
It better not be. Me. Dude, I would fight God at this point if it was COVID. You should put in a request that it not be.
Okay. I hope it's not. I don't think so. I'm just sneezing.
You were in a school though. Those kids.
Yeah, I was. And my throat's kind of scratchy, but so anyway, this song was actually written by Mike Rowland, our trombone player.
Okay.
Mike wrote this song. Mike wrote Sacrifice.
Really?
Yep.
I didn't know Sacrifice. Okay.
Yep. Mike wrote this one and Sacrifice off this album. And so this one, again, this goes back to that 90s kind of like youth group mentality. Mm-hmm. So, the lyrics are just kind of simple and what would be, kind of just taught as we were growing up. It's, I don't know which way the world turns. I don't know how hot the sun burns. Don't know just how a flower grows. I don't know which way the wind blows. I don't know why the sky is blue, while the grass and the trees have got to be green. I don't know just what I'd do if I didn't know that Jesus loves me.
All right.
And then the chorus is, it's, oh, this I know, whoa, this I know. And so then this is what the song is about. And it's just kind of like the second verse goes on to, I don't know what things you have to hide. I don't know what you feel inside. I don't know if your heart is right or wrong. I don't know where you think you belong. I don't know what your faith is in, if you believe in him or just say you do. It doesn't matter what your past has been. All that matters is that Jesus loves you. And so this was, like I said, this was a song written by Mike Rowland, and it's that youth groupie. We were kids from Royal Oak in youth group that started a band, and that was like a stepping stone. That was us dipping our toes into like the songwriting world. And, again, like looking back, I'm getting away from saying it's cringy. Like it's what we wrote when we were kids, when we were teenagers and we hadn't been out, we hadn't experienced life. We hadn't experienced, kind of these things that test our faith. And like I said, if I were to write a song now using that same idea, and same, like, I guess you could say topic, I would really not use a lot of those, put it the way kind of things are in it. But that's the way it was back then. And we did have there was like a nice breakdown in the song where we would do it live, but it played out very well, I think, on the album. We're in the middle, the music cuts out and it's just kind of a cappella. It's like, whoa, this I know, whoa, this I know. And then like harmonies came in, whoa, this I know, and all that stuff. And then Nate kind of comes in and kind of goes crazy before the drums come back in. And then the song just kind of carries out playing that. So it was always fun, very fun song to play.
Yeah, man, it killed live. You guys were you played it a lot.
Yeah, I enjoyed it. I liked it. And then the problem was when Mike Rowland left. So Mike wrote it and then was also our trombone player. So when he got married and left the band, it kind of left this void of a background singer. Like, Sang wasn't really big on like background vocals, and Sang has like a pretty thick Korean accent, and Bram didn't have the pipes to sing background. Kyle didn't sing. Bo didn't sing. Nate kind of did stuff back on the drum riser, but not to the point where it would be that kind of like the BGVs that were like up in your face. Like, he just kind of did more stuff on a microphone, back there. So kind of when Mike left is when we kind of phased out doing this song live, from what I remember. It was just very hard having somebody kind of do that a cappella with me. And I didn't have I don't think I had a strong enough voice then. I still don't think I do now, but I didn't have a strong enough voice then to like carry that section. So we stopped playing it live. But prior to that, I liked this song. I loved this song. I thought it was a lot of fun. And yeah, that's the story behind 2, 3, 4.
I do remember you playing this a ton, and the crowd loved it. I like it was good for that. I loved that.
Yeah, it was a good song. The kids could dance to it. It was that total 90s just kind of ska beat. We didn't do any of our Midwest. There wasn't any kind of hardcore thrown in there. My vocals hadn't gone to the gravelly and the growly where they eventually ended up. So it was just a nice song and a fun song to play.
Well, I think you give you're very kind to Mike, because I feel like the songs that I didn't write in 5 Iron, I'm usually harsher on. I don't know. Maybe I'm just harsh on all the 5 Iron songs. Especially from our first album, I'm like, ooh, this one. Speaking of which, hey, can you hear me?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I thought you cut out again.
No, I'm just listening. This connection
sucks. If this happens next week, I'm going to run an Ethernet line up here.
Well, it could be on my end too.
Yeah, I'll blame it. Well, then that way I can blame you. That's what I like.
Yeah.
Yeah. What can I say about so for 5 Iron, the next song is I Feel Lucky.
I feel lucky.
Yeah, so that's what that song sounds like. It was like a grunge deposit on our record. It was one of our first songs, I think, that we wrote. And it was Scott, I think at the time, this is what's crazy about 5 Iron, is that when I met Scott, he had played guitar less than a year, but he was already the best musician in our band until we added Dennis.
People that drive me nuts.
Oh, it's crazy. Micah is a really good guitar player. He can shred, and Keith was a great bassist. But when we added Scott back in the Exhumator days, we were just we doubled our money. So he was really good at just figuring stuff out, and he was listening to what we all listened to, I think when he wrote this, like punk, and there was a lot of grunge kind of influence, like in his early stuff. And so this song was like a holdover from him just trying to figure out what our sound was going to be. So it stuck because I think Dennis had put such a cool horn line in it. So it was cool. And then it was like early on in my lyric writing, and I just remember it was like me trying to make a point, a theological point that was way too deep, and I should stay away from this in songwriting. We'll probably get to this later. I was a Calvinist when I wrote this. I believe I still am, but I feel like Calvinism is only designed to look at one particular aspect of God's character.
I feel like you're some goofy sci-fi religion now.
Yeah, maybe.
Listening to you over the last 2 months and the stuff we talk about, like, I think you're on another level.
Yeah, it's bad. It's pretty bad now. Well,
you're like Jesus is kind of a cool dude, but I think we're all molecules in these meat suits that will eventually just colonize the last star on the Big Dipper.
It says we are souls inside of meat suits.
In fact, that's the next Five Iron song. It's called Meat Suit.
We are souls in a meat suit. No, but I mean, like, I was into reading like Calvinist theology. This dude R.C. Sproul had just come out with this book called Not a Chance, which is like, Calvinism is a good, well thought out theological stance, but it is mostly just populated by dicks. So it's just dicks like being like superior about how much they've read and like how well they've thought through their theology. And
well, they can because they believe that they're chosen and they can't deviate. You know what I mean? So they're like, oh no.
There's always like some fear in the back of their heads that they're wrong. So they have to like, they're like, I'm definitely chosen, but I'm scared I'm not. So I need to talk to you about this. And so I need to be right about this just to settle my nerves. And so that was me when I wrote this. It was just me trying to be less of a dick about it, like trying to be funny. So, you know, like I talk about how my Slurpee is so green. And this is like so evident to me. It's like very early Five Iron songwriting. Cause like, I don't know, we would just hang out and talk about how Slurpees were funny. And, you know, like finding $1 or owing someone $1. It was always funny. I still think this is funny. By the way, I have a checkbook that I had to get in order to pay my HOA. And at work, I will give people $1. I will write a check for $1, like to be like, good job.
Oh my gosh.
$1. So anyway, the lyrics are, the air is so clear, the sky is so blue. I know what you mean. I feel lucky too. I found $1. It's like a dream. I love this place. My Slurpee is so green. So it's kind of like, also this theory, like this theology comes up in a Flowery song. But here I'm just saying like life appears to be so great, but then the chorus is so much easier to think we did this all ourselves. So much easier to let our hearts do what they felt. That's a terrible rhyme, by the way. It's so garbage. To throw our chips up in the air and let the praise fall where it may. So bad. It's such bad rhyming. It's so bad. I feel lucky. Then the second verse, it's a well-known fact, our hearts are black, a maze full of mice, a game of cosmic dice, a never-ending quiz. Is all you think this is? A gaping black hole, all the glory that you stole. and then I do some Edith Bunker voice. There's no such thing as luck. It's bad. It is real bad. Like, probably the second worst song on this album. Maybe the second worst song we ever made in Five Iron. It's pretty bad. Yes, I don't like it. Musically, I think it's rad. And it was fun to play live because the bridge kind of has that part where it like peaks up and it starts like and you're jumping and it's some skanking music. But yeah, like I would say musically it's a decent song, especially for that album. Like it could have been so much better if I wasn't in the band. So I don't like these lyrics. I just feel like they're so heady. It's not really funny. It's bad rhymes. It's the singing is bad. It's just
it's like funny because the two of us, it's like our early, like these albums, they're like two totally different ends of the spectrum. Like you're taking chances, you're trying to be heady, or you are being heady, and then we're just so basic. We're like, let's take this Sunday school lesson and put music behind it. And then, and then you're being embarrassed because you're thinking you're trying to be heady. And then I'm embarrassed because of just how basic it is. So it's almost like if I would have wrote that song, I would have been proud of it. And if you would have wrote our song, you would have been proud of it.
I mean, like if we're comparing and contrasting these two songs, I like yours so much more. It's so much more just like it was fun. People loved that song. Like I loved watching you guys play it because it just looked so fun. And here, this song is just like, ugh, it's such a Debbie Downer.
Yeah, I'm not saying, like yours is a Debbie Downer. I'm saying, to ours, I just thinking back, it was, I just continue to beat this dead horse and people listen to it, each week. Just keep beating this down, but it's just like this first album to us was just so absolutely basic. Because here's the other thing you got to think about, people. These songs were written like prior. Okay, how's the way to explain this? It's not like what I'm about to say is like groundbreaking. So you're a local band and you write these songs. So the majority of all the songs off of Motor City Ska were written prior to us even playing our first show or within the first 3 months of us being a band. Then you're touring around, you're playing these songs, and not touring around, you're just kind of playing locally, getting bigger. Then we were able to play Cornerstone, we played our campsite, and then we go out to California to record. So these songs that, again, that were just written by like 17-year-olds and just so basic because that's all you knew. Like my circle, my world was Royal Oak, Michigan. And that's all we were doing is we were like writing these songs to sing to like other kids in Royal Oak, Michigan. And then never did I ever imagine that Chile or Japan or Turkey would be listening to our music. And so now that all those things have been accomplished and all those things are known, it's funny to me going back and just looking and listening to how basic the song is, because it was just written by just a basic kid who had no knowledge, who had never met this band from Colorado, who had never met, these friends from Japuza, who had never gone on tour with POD, who had never, you know what I mean? And on and on and on. All you're doing is you're just hoping that you get, $50 from the show that you play on Friday night, maybe.
Yeah.
I don't know. I went off on a tangent.
No, I think that's a good point though, but I just want to counter that with like, part of the reason I got so burned out on ska was we had to open or play shows, local shows wherever, you'd play and the local band would just be some high school band and they might have like a lot of similar type lyrics, like just being like, slipping in the Jesus and just kind of like very basic, like youth group theology. This is fun, but
be a Christian.
However,
everything is roses and rainbows.
Yeah. Well, so we'd play with those bands, but those bands sucked. Like,
yeah,
there was no chance of them coming out of that, with the exception of a few that became other bands, like Anne Berlin. Some of those bands became something. They changed and got better, but like most of them sucked. Like, you guys shredded, like just fucking shredded. Because bands that we would play with, general market bands, you guys would totally murder them musically, like Johnny Sacco, musically and lyrically, just killing them on your first album.
Well, not lyrically,
and these guys,
but I appreciate it.
No, I think both, like just everything, just talent wise. Like it wasn't like this is like you're a bunch of high schoolers and I don't know. I think it would be easy to be like, yeah, you're a bunch of high schoolers and then you got a record contract and then you grew from it. Yeah, you did, but you also deserved that record contract. You guys shredded.
Oh, I appreciate it.
Yeah, man.
I appreciate it.
Appreciate it.
But what were you saying? Because you skewed off.
Oh, I did?
You skewed off to swing on our skin chandelier.
That was all I was saying.
Oh. Okay.
I don't know. I think my band got better too. We were just like, kind of the same, except we had a dude who had graduated college who was kind of coming around the backside of us and being like, you can't do that. You can't make those two keys to go together. We had Dennis, and then me, just like this weird pre-med student that was taking an art minor and writing that shit.
The same exact thing that you said about us is the same for you. Like, you weren't just like, 6 or 7 or 8 like dorks put together. Like, you guys put out great music.
You made the dork Voltron.
Yeah. Yeah, you are. You're like Dorktron. But like, you guys did amazing. You sold more albums than us. You guys packed your shows. People loved you. You had the charisma. You guys had the biggest fan following. That was always the thing that killed me, was like, here you are, who doesn't sign autographs. You guys are like the anti, the anti popularity guys, going down the road of you don't want to be rock stars. You just want to have fun and do it like punk rock. But yet you got a bigger following doing that. Like, you were more popular by trying not to be popular.
That's how to do it, kids.
Yeah. And then the other thing that I think you guys always did was, and this is away from the music, but I know you guys were always older than us, kind of the decision makers and the insiders. You guys were always kind of older than us. And a lot of the decisions that you guys made, like, we look to that, that I call it the less than Jake model. And a lot of the stuff that I feel like when we were on tour, when I say we, I do mean you guys and us. I feel like a lot of the stuff was on this scale of like, what would less than Jake do?
You're not wrong. I think it was easily directly from Les and Jake. Like,
correct.
We saw them and we're like, hey, we need to do that.
Yeah, multiple times you guys, would say stuff to us like, yeah, Les and Jake doesn't charge more than $8 for a T-shirt or, $10 for a show. And so still to this day, I mean, like Nate at our last show that we played, our last concert that we played in Hamtramck with Johnny Respect and them, I mean, we were fighting to have that a $10 show. And the promoter is like, look, man, it's 2023. It's not 1997. And Nate's like, well, what's that supposed to mean? And the guy's like, look, this is what I do. Like, I run a club. There aren't shows. We can't stay open if we charge $10 anymore.
Yeah.
And the guy's like, it doesn't happen. It's not 1995. I think it's great that you want to have a cheap show that people can get in. But he's like, tickets are $20. End of story.
Okay.
So like, we were like, oh, okay. Like this guy knows what he's doing. We took a nap for 20 years, woke up and we're like, hey kids, let's have $5 shirts at a $10 show. And then we realized that like a one color shirt, it costs $13 now. And so it's just like, okay, well, we're not going to have $5 shirts anymore. Like we can't get a bunch of shirts printed for $3.
Right.
And it was just like a big old, awakening that it's like, okay, like time has moved on. and here's a shocker. It ain't 1998.
Here you go, Grandpa.
Yeah. So, I mean, we just found that we were shirt shopping, trying to find a shirt place for Furnace Fest to get our shirts done. We ended up going with Leonore.
Oh, you did with her husband?
Yeah, because like they came in like $200 cheaper than like now, mind you, we didn't know how many shirts we'd be able to sell. Yeah. So we didn't want to overcommit. So we bought 5 dozen shirts. We bought a dozen. I think we bought a dozen like XX, maybe even triple X. We bought.
Yeah, you got to get the diabetics in there.
Yeah. So I think we bought a dozen XXX, a dozen XX, 2 dozen X, and a dozen large. And then we have merch left over that's like small and medium from other shirts. So we probably have 100 shirts that we're taking to Furnace Fest.
Okay.
And so with getting the 60 shirts done, like, only doing 60 shirts, like places wanted like $17 a shirt. And you're just like, are you kidding me?
Yeah.
Are you kidding me?
They were selling them to you for $17 a shirt?
Yeah.
That's madness.
Yeah. It was $15 to $17 a shirt. And then like Leonore came in like way, way cheaper.
Yeah.
But it's just like, oh my goodness. Like, yeah, it was something.
Yeah. Steven knows what's up. We're getting our shirts too from him, and it's not just nepotism. It's he knows what's up. Like he knows how to make cheap shirts without farming it out to Filipino kids.
Yeah. Well, I don't know if we're gonna get in another. Oh, we probably will. Probably on Monday we'll be able to do another recording.
Okay.
And then we can talk about Furnace Fest because I leave next Thursday for Furnace Fest. A week from today. Heidi and I fly down there. Yep.
You're flying.
Yep, we're flying. We're flying first class.
Are you kidding me?
Dead serious. We're flying first class from Detroit to Alabama and from Alabama.
I would have told you not to talk about it, but you've already done it on a podcast that is really well listened to.
Yeah, we're flying first class. And the reason we're flying first class is because we both have
Because
Delta.
We're rich.
We have Delta miles, like we have Delta credit cards that we don't fly. We're both terrified to fly.
Oh my gosh.
So when we go on vacations, we go camping and we go into the woods in Michigan. So I've had these miles on my credit card for years and years and years, and same with her. So we were like, oh, let's buy our tickets. We got to fly down. Let's buy our tickets and we'll use miles. And then we did that, and it was like, hey, for X amount of more miles, upgrade to first class. And we were like, you want to do it? We were like, okay, let's do it. So we upgraded to first class. So I think that's pretty funny. Like I've flown first class once in my entire life, and it was like an hour and a half flight. Like it wasn't even a long one where I could like enjoy it.
Yeah.
It was like an hour and a half flight. So this one is like a 2-hour flight. So this will be fun going down there, especially
That's
with
amazing.
her. She's just so much fun. And we both hate flying, so we'll be in one.
Yeah. We used to get it when Amy worked for the airlines. We would get it, and then I felt like I had to make up for being a civilian, so I would be like, I need 2 drinks right now. Just like, and like hour flight, I'd drink like 6 alcoholic drinks just to make it pay for itself.
Yeah, I think we've talked about it on here, like my horrible cocktails that I'm trying to stay away from, but multiple times.
Yeah.
I've taken multiple Xanax and alcohol that I think athletes die from.
Yeah.
Doing that stuff. But so I won't do that anymore. But
We're glad, Joe.
It's I'll definitely have to have something to fly because I do not like it.
Yeah, I need you to stay alive because we're making $100 on this podcast.
Yeah.
100 is.
Yeah, we're gonna be 100naires.
100naires.
And speaking of which, we're bringing this sucker to an end. Ladies and gentlemen, Patreon listeners, Reese and I, life has just gotten so hectic. We are changing the schedule. You have already heard by now. We are doing 30-minute freebie episodes and then anywhere between 30 minutes and an hour as we get talking for the paid portion. So that's that, man. We've put in a good...
Yeah.
We've put in almost 40 here. And I still got stuff I got to do. I still got to eat dinner. I cooked dinner and then jumped on this, and I haven't eaten my dinner yet. So I got to eat.
That's not cool. And my kids are right now trying to force me to put them to bed. That's how late it is.
Yeah.
Dad, please. They beg of me.
Yeah, I'm
sure.
We'll
see, suckers.
Yeah. All right, buddy.
Suckers. Okay. I love you, and piece of pizza.
Yeah, I love you too, buddy. I'll see you. Henrietta's the back of my hand, pimp!